Hello, welcome back to Farmbiz with Markay. Do you know you can dispose your best at week 5, that is at day 35? Because that is when I dispose my best. At that age, I am sure of getting 2.7 kg to 3 kg body weight at day 35. But this doesn't just happen as people may think it to be. But there are things you must do to ensure that this is possible. In this video, I'll be showing you 7 things you must do just at the time of placing your chicks in the brooder and immediately after placing your chicks in the brooder to ensure their weight is maximized within this short period. Now, when you get to your farm, the very first thing you do is to confirm their average weight. You need to weigh them, take the average weight. Now, if you want to know how to take the average weight of day-old chicks, kindly check out my video on how to take average weight of day-old chicks to know the arrival weight. This is also a measure that you can use to check if you are making progress or not. Now, some people, this might not be very, very important to them because I also know if you have the expected weight you are supposed to get at day 7, day 14, day 21, day 28, as the case may be, this might not necessarily be important. But it is important in the sense that by the time you observe those chicks that are not of weight, maybe some are about 30 something, 35, as the case may be, so that you can pay close attention to those chicks. This is very, very important. Then after confirming the weight, as I always advise, practice water before feed. This is very important. Now your heat source is in place, it's already on, your water and every other thing is been set up. Now the next thing you do is to after introducing the chicks, don't just give them feed to start eating immediately. No, you need to give them anti-stress. Add anti-stress into that water that they need to drink. Either you use glucose, add some glucose to the drinking water. This water doesn't need to be much because they only need it to drink it for a few hours. Now, after which you now turn to either plain water or add multivitamin to the plain water, depending on your medication chart that you adopt. But if you opt for the organic route, that okay, you want to raise your best organically, what you do instead of adding glucose to the drinking water at arrival, what you do, you add honey to the drinking water. This is to ease them of the transportation stress. This is also very, very important. Now, when you observe during this period, you observe that some chicks are not really going to the drinkers to drink. So you need to assist these chicks to drink. By the time you dip their beak into the water, you observe that, okay, they've started drinking. Now, some might be wondering, these nipple drinkers, don't you need to train your best on how to use them to drink from them? No. By the time the chicks, they learn fast. By the time they observe that one or two or three of them pecks on that nipple drinker, and they observe that water is coming out from there, before you know it, they will all rush to that nipple and start drinking from there. Before, in no time, all of them will start drinking from the nipple. This is from my experience. I know this is how it works. Now, after observing this principle of water before feed, the next thing you do, remember you must have allowed them to drink that water that you put anti-stress for about 30 minutes also, depending on the number of birds that you have. Now, after that, the next thing you do, you introduce feed. Now, remember you cover this floor with newspaper or carton. After introducing feed in the feeder, chicks feeder, either the flip top feeder or the manual feeder, that the tray feeder and the rest. Now you need to spray some feed on the newspaper. You need to spray some feed on the newspaper so that they can have access to feed wherever they are. They need to have access to feed wherever they are. This is very important. You don't need to restrain feed from them for this period. This is very, very important because remember, our target is to achieve the maximum weight as quickly as possible. Now, after introducing feed to them, you need to give them some time. Maybe after about 2 hours, you need to come back and then come and observe 2 tests. The number 1 test you need to observe is crop feel. What do I mean by crop feel? You need to pick some very good sample, check their crop. Now you observe that some of their crop within these few hours is swollen. you see feel something like lump in their crop. Some will be solid, some will be soft, sort of. So those ones that are soft, those are the ones that have drank enough water. You see them swollen. Now you miss some hard. Those hard ones, they are the ones that have eaten a lot of feed but has not really drink enough water. Now you need to do this as often as possible. Now within 24 hours, you should have a very good number of them with their crop filled, about 70% of them. Now the next day you repeat this process to be sure that they are all eating. This is also very, very important. You don't want to assume that, okay, the feed is there, the water is there, they are eating, they are drinking. No, I know some will eat and drink, but some will be there, just be sitting in one corner not eating. So you need to pay close attention to those ones. Pick them, check their crop. Now if you observe there is anyone whose crop is not filled, kindly take that one to take that chick to where the drinker is or the feeder is. Now dip the beak in the drinker. You observe that they will take some sip. Move them to where the tray feeder is. You observe that they will start eating. Now you do this when you observe that, okay, they've started eating, then you cannot leave the brooder if you want to leave at that time. Now also remember, you may ask what quantity of glucose, if you want, in case you want to go the synthetic route, what quantity of glucose should you add to their water as anti-stress at that day, at arrival, at that day one. Now when you add some quantity of remember, about 15 grams is about 1 teaspoon of 1 teaspoon. Now when you add it to about maybe 1 or 2 liters, you taste it. Now when you observe that it doesn't taste that taste of glucose, you need to add some more so that you feel that taste before giving it to them. Now the second test you need to carry out on these chicks is what they call shank test. Now you see towards their feet, you need to feel it on your cheek. Now if you feel anyone and you observe that is cold, that means the chicks are not getting enough heat. Now in that case, you need to increase the temperature so that they will be having enough heat. Another way you could also observe that the chicks are comfortable, having a very good temperature, is their activity level. What do I mean by activity level? You observe that they are evenly spread in the brooder. That means they are okay. Now, but if you observe that they huddled around the heat source, you need to increase the heat. This is very, very important. And also, if you observe that they move away from the heat source, go and line up very far away from the heat source, that means the heat is too much. At this point, you need to reduce the heat, because during sunny day also, you may not need much heat, especially if you are brooding broiler. You may not need more heat this during sunny day. In that case, what you do, you need to open the tarpaulin a little so that more heat can escape. Now this you don't need to abandon the chicks, go away for 6 hours, go away for 12 hours before coming to check on them. No, every 2 hours you need to pay close attention to them, because for these first 3 days especially, very, very important, because if your chicks do not die within these 3 days, it will be somehow difficult for them to die if you really follow a good management practices. So these are some of the things you do immediately after your chicks arrive. Thank you so very much. If you find this video helpful, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, like and comment in the comment section below, as this will do a whole lot for us in helping us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.